Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we have an interesting story for you here today of a husband who finds out that his wife was cheating. And so, what he does is he secretly saves all of the evidence and then divorces her ass while she thinks they are working it out. So, let's jump into this story here. I, a 34-year-old male, have been married to my wife, 32 years old female, for 6 years. Like most long-term couples, we hit some rough patches, especially in the past year. There were no terrible fights or infidelity that I knew of, just a lot of distance. We stopped being a team and started living different lives. Eventually, she suggested that we take a little space to work on ourselves, not a separation, no legal paperwork. So essentially what you have is you have a wife who is asking for, what did she say? Space to work on ourselves. This is yet another permeation of the phrase, we need to take a break, or I need to find myself. The translation is essentially the wife wants to hook up with other guys, and beyond that, she probably already has been cheating on the husband. This is what women say when they are already out there seeing some dude. So she wants no legal paperwork, none of that. She just wants a little space to work on ourselves. She moved in with her sister temporarily, and they agreed on a few ground rules: no dating, no sleeping around, stay in contact, and check in weekly. She made it sound like it would help us, quote unquote, reset things before they got worse. I was skeptical, but I agreed. I loved her. I still do. And I believe that sometimes space can bring people closer. Okay, so this guy's a dumbass and he fell for the trap, right? And the trap was her saying, oh, you know, I agreed to the rules: no dating, no sleeping around, stay in contact. But of course, she's going to ignore these things, right? Because they're going on a break, guys. They need a little bit of space to work on themselves. Even if women agree to this stuff here, they're still going to see other dudes, because that was the purpose of them having space away from you in the first place. He says, about 2 months into the break, she started reaching out more often. She sent me a voice message one morning that almost brought me to tears, talking about how much she missed our routines and how she remembered the way I used to bring her coffee in bed. She brought over a homemade meal one evening and stayed to watch a movie. She started suggesting couples therapy, said she wanted to come home soon, and he was hopeful, and he thought maybe this worked, maybe the break helped her realize what we had. But in hindsight, I see now that it was all part of the performance. Yeah, so during this time, right, during this break, as she calls it, she was seeing a dude this entire damn time, man. The whole time, I guarantee you, she was seeing a guy. You know, she was hooking up with him, and then she periodically comes back to the house together and cuddles up to him after she just got done having her fun with some other guy. Like, when you actually think about how disgusting these situations are, guys, it actually can make you sick. I'm not even kidding. So let's continue here. So the second phone that blew it all up, one night last week, she came by to grab some of her clothes. While she was while she was in the shower, her purse tipped over the chair. A phone I didn't recognize slid out. It was an older Android phone with a cracked screen, slightly scuffed. Not the iPhone she usually uses. I wouldn't have touched it, but something felt off. Why would she carry 2 phones, and why would she hide it? I powered on with no passcode. The wallpaper was a blurry photo of a dog I'd never seen. That's when I knew this wasn't just a backup phone. Okay, so what is this? This is her phone that she uses to talk with other dudes, I suppose. Or it's the dude's phone. One of the two. It's probably the dude's phone and she has it. Inside were texts, WhatsApp messages, Telegram chats, all active, all very much in use. There were multiple conversations with different men, some of them explicit. She sent selfies, even one I recognized as being taken in our home, in our bed, while we were quote unquote working things out. So this is actually, this escalated very damn quickly. So not only was this woman talking with, a dude as suspected, she was talking with a lot of guys, right? I don't know exactly how many, but I assume there was quite a lot, which is just absolutely insane. But this is, again, guys, this goes to show you, right? By the time a woman asks for a break, she wants to, take some time to herself to work things out or whatever. It's already too late. There's already like 5 different dudes there. Okay, you might as well just wrap it up and call it there. There were screenshots of dating app profiles saved under a folder named Lamau. In one group chat with friends, she joked about how I was probably journaling and doing deep emotional work while I'm out here having my fun, shall I say. My hands were shaking. I wasn't even angry yet, just numb. Instead of confronting her immediately, he grabbed the laptop. He connected the phone, downloaded every file he could, photos, chat logs, data. He used a simple recovery tool and pulled deleted messages, voice notes, old screenshots. I organized it all into a folder labeled insurance. Then I copied that folder to a flash drive and a cloud backup. When she got out of the shower, she acted like everything was fine. She snuggled into me on the couch. She looked at me in the eyes and said, "I'm ready to come home." And the dude almost laughed. Holy hell, that is disgusting. So this guy, he got all of the evidence, right? He saved it all. And your next move is to immediately divorce this woman's ass. So she planned a reunion and I called a lawyer. That night, I forwarded the entire folder to a divorce lawyer I found online through a friend. 2 days later, I had a consultation and filed the papers. She had no idea. She was busy planning a new life with me while I was preparing for a clean break from her. Great move, honestly, great move. When she got served, the mask cracked. Okay, the day the papers were served, she came begging on my door like the place was on fire. She was sobbing, screaming, and confused. Why would you do this? We were getting better. We were making progress. I told her that I knew everything, that I saw the phone, that I knew all of it. Her face drained of color. The tears stopped instantly. Then the excuses began. I didn't mean for any of it to go that far. I didn't think you'd ever find it. It was just an outlet. I was stressed. I wasn't myself. But the worst one, I was going to delete all of it before I moved back in. How does that make it any better, by the way, right? Let's just assume that your wife goes out here and pulls all of this nonsense, okay? But she's like, oh, don't worry. I'm going to delete all of the evidence before I moved back in with you. It's like, how does that make any of this remotely better or now solvable? You still can't have a relationship with this woman. You still have to divorce her ass. And just because she says, I didn't mean for it to go that far, or I didn't think you'd ever find it, these are not valid reasons. They're absolutely not. You're still going to be disgusted as the man. You're still going to throw out the woman. And you're still going to have to move on and divorce her ass. There's no two ways about it. So he says, so she was going to scrub the evidence, pretend like it never happened, and carry on like the perfect wife. And that's when I realized it wasn't the guilt that stopped her. It was the clock running out. Yes, exactly right, guys. Like this is exactly right. Whether that be because she's, getting older, or because she needs your provisioning, right? She doesn't want the rent somewhere else. She needs basically women need the security. That's why they eventually come back and pull this whole like, oh, I want to move back in with you routine, or the hey stranger routine. And you get messages from women who regret breaking up with you or whatever. It's because they miss the security. They don't actually miss the man, right? And again, it's like, it's not that this woman feels guilt. It's just that she got caught. That's all that it is. She got caught and now she's crying about it. Now she wants to brush it all under and just continue as things were. So he divorces her ass, I believe, right? He goes on to divorce her. He says, you can't build a marriage on lies. If your gut tells you something is off, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. So the TLDR here, right, is that this guy, he comes across his wife cheating. Wife, 32, and I were working things out after a break. She dropped her purse at my place, found all the evidence, downloaded everything, filed for divorce, and didn't say a word. She planned a reunion. Meanwhile, I planned an exit. I wonder what happened after this point in time. The story doesn't say. But I assume what happened is hopefully she didn't manage to take his crap. And hopefully it all went smoothly and he just managed to divorce her ass. And there was nothing that she could do about it. Nevertheless, should never move back in with this woman. Should have just instantly divorced her the moment she suggested a break to work on themselves in the first place. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.